It is under 6 hours until kick-off in tonight's Champions League final, with Manchester City just one game away from securing that elusive first European Cup and the treble. It's always an occasion that brings together legends of the game, and our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokol, has caught up with one of them ahead of tonight's match.
Now, some of the best ever Premier League players are here in Istanbul for tonight's game, and one of the greatest of all time, especially if you're a West Ham United supporter, Paolo Di Canio is joining us. Paolo, a pleasure to meet you. I want to talk to you about West Ham, but first of all, I want to talk to you about the game this evening. A lot of people, especially in England, think Manchester City are the favourites.
Yeah,
they don't think Inter have much of a chance. Can you imagine Inter winning this evening?
Listen, in a normal situation, in a league match, we can imagine Inter Milan playing in Premier League. I think that the percentage of the chance for Inter Milan are 80 to 20. But tonight is not a league match. It's only a final where you can have a paradise on a hill. And I think the pressure will be more in the Manchester City player, because we can imagine this amazing team, fantastic team in the way they play, but not one of those players are won already a Champions League. So for some of them, they are not old, but adult players like Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. They already said, we know that probably can be the last chance for us. So I imagine if they already thinking about that, it means that something in their brain, give them the pressure. It's obvious that in a normal situation, City is a better team, is the team that should win this match. But if they don't score early and the minutes pass by, obviously will be an advantage for Inter Milan, because they have the chance to maintain the balance. And in the second half, at the end of season, when the energy go down, they have a substitution like Mkhitaryan and Romelu Lukaku, especially. They can play even more counter-attack. They can have a chance to punish City. Obviously, say that City is a better team. They got the better players, the better principle, and they have more chance to win this match.
Do you think we should respect Inter more? Because a lot of people keep talking about City. But Inter are a team who've won the treble. They've won the European Cup 3 times. We shouldn't treat them like they are total underdogs.
Absolutely, because it depends which point of view you see the situation. I can understand, because when I am watching Manchester City, I think what they have done, during the run before to get to the final, they destroy the opponents against Lipsia, especially at home, with 7 goals. Against Bayern Munich, at home, 3 goals. And then against Real Madrid, 4 goals. No discussion about that. They won dominating completely, the rounds. But they won at home. Away from home, the 3 games against the same teams, they have 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. So, it's obvious that I'm talking from Inter side, not because I'm supporting Inter. I want to think that they got chance. They have to take something for the match, and they deserve respect, because it's obvious they didn't play against Real Madrid, against Bayern Munich during the run. They won a local derby against AC Milan, even if AC Milan was in a good moment. But anyway, it's always difficult and go through. And then they won against Benfica, Porto, even play, maybe defensive match, so they know how to defend. And especially because in their squad there are few players that already they have won something important. Barella won the European tournament in Wembley. Do you remember? He was absolutely protagonist. Çalhanoğlu, but also Mkhitaryan won a Europa League. Obviously, different stage, but they won some award, some trophy, so they know individually how to get something. But again, said that Inter Milan is not a completely underdog, but the values is a bit different because even in defensive line, Acerbi, Bastoni, Darmian, good players, but not at the really top. So they have to play a fantastic game to get something important from this match, but they are not absolutely an underdog. They are a team to respect.
We've seen 3 Italian teams get to the European finals this season. What would it mean for Italian football if Inter were to win? Because obviously Roma and Fiorentina were runners-up. And also, just give me an idea. In Italy, will other football supporters be supporting Inter this evening, or will some of them be supporting Manchester City?
We know that some of other Italian supporters will support Inter because they are very close, like a friend, brothers. But as it happens everywhere, lots of other supporters will support Manchester City. But this is normal in football, they're enemies in some way. But for Italian football, it was really important to have three Italian teams in all the 3 finals in Europe, because in the last 10 years Italian football is not a very competitive football. And to start in a strange season, to have 3 finals, even if you don't win, obviously it's better if you win, but even if you don't win one cup, it's important that Italian, league start, say in the others, maybe people in Europe head, eyes and brain, because otherwise we never gonna come back as we were at 80s and 90s, where Italian football was, in my opinion, the best in the world. Obviously, since 2000, in my opinion, English Premier League football became one of the best football, and still the best football to watch, to see, for the show, for the top level that they got in this moment, with top managers, top footballers. But 3 teams, Italian teams, in 3 European Cups is important.
Of course, one of those finals, I really want to speak to you about this, was your team. The fans, the fans, the West Ham, they love you, they still sing your name. Just paint a picture for me. What did you do on the evening of the final?
No, I just got out from my house wearing West Ham shirt, because
you're wearing one of your...
Yeah, of course, because it's not a disrespectful against Fiorentina team, because I got lots of friends in Florence, is to support the team you love, because for me, even special, I'm not only a simple supporter for West Ham, because I was there. I played there. They were my brothers, my mom, my dad, my sisters. So we still have a fantastic link together, relationship. It's something too difficult to explain completely, because it is deep in your stomach, in your heart. And then I went out since in the afternoon with wearing my West Ham shirt when I used to play, and then my scarf.
With your name on the back?
Yeah, of course, but I was wearing also my leather jacket, and at the restaurant with my friend we were watching with a West Ham crest on the wall, and then we were celebrating, because it was an emotional night. I'm very happy because the West Ham supporters are amazing. They especially they are waiting, for even more than 50 years. So it was the right moment to celebrate. I'm very happy for all.
And I think it looks like David Moyes is going to stay at West Ham.
I'm very happy.
Next season. What do you make of the job he has done?
He deserved it, because he was in trouble this year. We know, because in the league the team didn't perform at the level they could, because they spent a lot of money. But in the last 2 years they built this victory in the cup. Obviously, we all expected more in the league, because you don't have every year the chance to win a cup. And I think the good of the job from a manager should be looking in the league, because you are sure that you play 38 games. But in the last 2 years they did fantastic, because they finished top 6. And they got in the semi-final, Europa League Cup last year, and this year they won, Conference League Cup. So the job is amazing. It's obvious that even Moyes knows that next year the team have to perform much better, because in my opinion, they should stay with this kind of players. Of course, we will lose probably Rice. You have to change, maybe bring in a player with same level, but we have to finish always top 8 because this is the quality of this club, and Moyes is capable to do this.
Just a final question, because I know you have to go to the stadium. But you mentioned Declan Rice there. He has an amazing bond and a link with the West Ham supporters as well. Similar to the feelings they have for you.
Yeah.
And I think even though he may very well leave West Ham, the supporters, I think, will still have a lot of respect and a lot of love for him.
Yeah.
Can you just explain what you feel when you see him play for West Ham?
When you see a young player like him became a captain, a skipper of this team with such of leadership inside, he lead on the field, also in the way he make his communication at the end or maybe before the game, is also is ready for be even a leader in a top club. West Ham is a top club for me. It's the best in the world, but the ambition of a player, obviously, with this talent is to win or try to win every year a league or compete for Champions League Cup. He got this quality. He's in a time to move in a top club. The rumor said maybe to Arsenal. I don't know if it's true, but it's the time for him to go, unfortunately, because the amount of money that we will have when we come inside, give us a chance also to build a team, to strengthen the squad, because obviously this year with Scamacca injured, Michael Antonio did a fantastic job again, but every year he can't work up front his own 95 minutes per match. And the time go, I'm very sad that maybe Rice go, but I'm very happy because we will have a green future.
I know you have to go to the stadium now.
Yeah.
Final question. Can we expect to see you back in England soon, in London soon? Maybe coming to the West Ham Stadium to watch a game soon?
Of course, especially because I got my daughters. They live in London. They stay there, so I come often. But I didn't came often at the stadium. But I can't wait to come back in London. Maybe got the chance to watch West Ham live and have this fantastic reunion with my brothers and my sister, which are the West Ham fans.
Fantastic. Okay. A real pleasure to meet you, Mr. Di Canio.
Always my pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
See you. Ciao, ciao.